it was actually one of the best interviews we've seen President Trump give in quite a while, because he sat down with Fox News, with Chris Wallace, as you said, and he asked the hard questions. And it was one of the president's better performances. But take a listen when he was talking about or boasting, indeed, about America having the lowest mortality rate in the world.
When you talk about mortality rates, I think it's the opposite. I think we have one of the lowest mortality rates in the world.
We're going to take a look. We had 900 deaths on a single day.
We will take a look.
This week.
Ready?
You can check it out.
Could you please get me the mortality rate?
Yeah.
Kaylee's right here. I heard we had one of the lowest, maybe the lowest mortality rate anywhere in the world. Do you have the numbers, please? Because I heard we had the best mortality rate.
The case rate of similarly situated countries, as Dr. Burks points out, and this is
number one low mortality rate.
Well, and it turns out the president, for some bizarre reason, was working off European figures that didn't include countries like Russia on their list, whereas Fox News was using the John Hopkins American figures that everyone else has been using as a benchmark. So it seemed odd. Look, when the president was shown a series of other gaffes or misstatements he'd made about the coronavirus over the last 3 months during that interview, he said, look, I'll get it right eventually. I've been more right than I've been wrong, and I've been more right than anyone. Yet, he's making these claims on a day when in Florida, dozens of hospitals have no ICU beds. Arizona just had its highest single day of deaths. 60 to 70,000 Americans are catching the coronavirus every day, and yet the president is still out there trying to pretend that his administration is on top of this.
Well, still on the president, and he also refused to agree to accept the 2020 election results. He did this in the last election too, so he's sort of gone back to that playbook. But what are the latest polls indicating?
Oh, well, this is a cracker. First, I think you should listen to the president when he was asked, in general, are you a good loser? And should you lose the election, will you accept the result? And here's what President Trump had to say.
You a good loser?
I'm not a good loser. I don't like to lose. I don't lose too often. I don't like to lose.
But are you gracious?
You don't know until you see. It depends. I think mail-in voting is going to rig the election. I really do.
Are you suggesting that you might not accept the results of the election?
I have to see. Look, Hillary Clinton asked me the same thing.
No, I asked you the same thing in the debate.
So, look, the president's supporters have even claimed that even though in the 2016 election he won the Electoral College votes, which made him president, but he didn't win the majority of votes. Most Americans did not vote for him. So right now, his supporters say, 3 million foreigners must have skipped into the country and voted. So it seems like, because this is going to be the coronavirus election, and a lot of people are going to apply to vote by mail, absentee votes, it seems the president is setting that up as a means to discredit the final result. So I've got to tell you, the polls across the board show him behind former Vice President Joe Biden by double digits. The Sky News poll today.
But the polls got it wrong last time,
Biden at 49 and President Trump at 41.
Yeah, but the polls got it wrong last time, though. I mean, you've got to be careful here when it comes to polls. But still, I mean, but all you need to do is win the Electoral College. I mean, that is all you do need to win. That's just a different kind of system over in the United States.
That's correct. And last time it came down to 3 key states with the Electoral College, and President Trump is way behind in those 3 as it stands. And I read an interesting study that said that even if you factor in the gross polling error that we made in 2016, Joe Biden is still ahead by enough that it wouldn't matter. Look, most Americans don't trust President Trump to be able to handle the coronavirus. Only 34% have faith in him. And when you ask people in these polls about the president's intelligence, compassion, his mental soundness, they all say that he lags far behind Joe Biden. Over 60% of the country doesn't believe the country's heading in the right direction, nor do they believe that President Trump is the one to bring them out of the coronavirus. So,
hey, we've got 30 seconds, Michael. Did you see Kanye West? He got his campaign off and running today.
Yeah. I'm not one for using air quotes, but I think campaign is it's either a very generous use of the term or you're really trying to redefine it. Look.
Something's going on there. I don't know what it is. Something's going on there. He's trying to promote something. There's some pictures here. You couldn't even hear him properly. He didn't even have a lectern. You know, what sort of presidential campaigner doesn't even have a lectern, Michael? We've got to go.
Oh, mate, look, bless this bloke. I know he's deeply troubled. If he wants to do this...
Hang on, is he wearing a vest? I think he's wearing a vest on stage. I just noticed that.
It looks like he's wearing body armour.
He's wearing armour.
He's wearing body armour.
There you go.
So, look, I think that tells you a lot about this gentleman. I actually feel very, very sorry for Kanye West.